here's the thing. I understand. You're saying you're fresh out of MAGA. You're saying that you're sorry for the people that you've hurt because of the way that you voted. You're saying that you were manipulated, lied to, believed in all the lies. Whatever the case is, right? And you want a purple revolution. Okay, I hear you. You've already heard us talk about you can't have a revolution without accountability, right? And part of that accountability has to do with the fact that we need to talk about the reason behind why y'all were so easily manipulated by that man. And it seems like y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all just want to skippity hop over it and just say, I'm sorry, oopsie, and let's come together. I'm still going to be red, you still be blue, but hey, let's be purple for a little bit so we can get them out because now they're hurting us. That's what it sounds like to me. So since it seems like a lot of y'all want to just say that you were bamboozled, beguiled, and brainwashed, we're going to talk about why it is that you were able to be so easily manipulated. First and foremost, you were not brainwashed. You were validated. Full stop. Trump did not hypnotize you. He just gave your racism, your misogyny, and your fear of equity a microphone and a flag. He made you feel righteous in your hate. Trump did not put the hate in you. He harvested it. He spoke the language of your privilege and of your fears. He didn't teach you racism and he didn't teach you misogyny. He just told you it was safe and okay not to hide it. So no, you were not brainwashed, you were not beguiled, you were not bamboozled. You were comfortable. And now we're seeing you come out because it's no longer comfortable for you. That's not cult rehab. That's guilt management. Because y'all were comfortable ignoring the pain of others, ignoring our warnings, our screams, ignoring kids in cages, ignoring police brutality, ignoring lynchings, book bannings, abortion bans. Y'all were comfortable and silent. But now that that same system has turned on you, now you want a revolution. You didn't wake up because you saw the truth. And I wouldn't even say that you're fully awake yet. You simply woke up because the system you built turned on you. Now that y'all are feeling the pain of it, suddenly it's we're all in this together. No. You don't get to skip the truth part of the healing process. You don't get to try to start a revolution while also pretending that your same revolution was not built on the blood of our people. Oh, and then you want to talk about we'll make sure that somebody represents the marginalized community. We'll put them in one of our leadership roles. Huh? Y'all, white men, should not be leading anything. If anything, you need to put your money where your mouth is and fund women of color, black women, so that we can lead and do it because we know how. The problem is that you haven't given us a reason to trust and believe in your so-called revolution because you fail to hold the mirror up to yourselves and face the fact that y'all were not manipulated. You were made comfortable in your racism. And that is why we don't trust you. That is why this revolution seems more like, oh no, I'm affected now. Let's come together. Because some of us have been out here fighting for our lives while y'all were cheering on the people holding the whip. Accountability means facing the part of you that liked that power. The part of you that felt protected by the lie. Accountability means that you being manipulated required you already believing that your comfort mattered more than someone else's existence. If you really want a revolution, start by dismantling the racism that made you easy to manipulate in the first place. It's not revolution. It's just the same white redemption story in a new outfit. A purple one.
So now some MAGA folks, mostly the same white people who screamed "Make America Great Again," are realizing that they might have actually messed up. They're suddenly calling for unity, saying that everybody needs to come together, the reds, the blues, the lefts, and the rights. They even have a name for it now, the Purple Revolution, because apparently when you mix red and blue, you get purple, and somehow that is supposed to fix everything. But here's the thing, a lot of people, especially the black folks, are side-eyeing that whole unity talk, right? Because they want them, right, over and over. They said that this would happen if Trump came back, right? They said that this would happen if hate and chaos kept getting normalized, but they didn't listen. Anyways, credit goes to the original creators. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's watch the clips and we'll be back with some commentary.
By simply calling it a purple revolution, that shows me that somehow after these last 10 months and all the fucked up shit that this regime has done since they've taken power, these people still don't get it. They still don't get it somehow. Because for it to be a purple revolution, that means you're still identifying as red. Which means you're still on the right. Which means you still consider yourself a conservative. Which means you're fine with the racism, the homophobia, the transphobia, the sexism, what else? The xenophobia, the ableism, right? You're fine with All of that shit, you're fine with all of it. You're just upset that they took it a little bit too far and now they're fucking you over as well. And I mean, like, yeah, that sucks that you're getting fucked over by the government, but also that doesn't make you my ally now. The enemy of my enemy is not my fucking friend. I'm sorry. Consider this a part 2 to my video the other day where I said, why would I ever be unified with a bigot? Why would I ever reach across the aisle to you guys? What the fuck? You're not even upset. You're not upset that they're fucking over people who look like me, the immigrants, the women, the LGBTQ. You're not mad about any of that shit. You're just mad that you're getting fucked over. So when we get them out the paint, right? Let's say we all joined forces and actually had a purple revolution. When we get them out the paint, then you want to take it slightly less farther. You want to take it far enough that you don't get fucked over, but I still get fucked over. No, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. If you want to go fight them yourselves, be my guest. I will cheer you on. You have my moral support. But I'm not picking up arms for you. I'll pick up arms for my cause if I have to. Yes, sure. For what I believe in, I'm willing to die for it, 100%. I'm not willing to die for you.
This whole purple revolution thing is just assigning a color to FAFO. That's all it really is. And it reminds me of a story that I heard when I was a small child. This young boy was going up a mountain and he saw towards the top this snake. And the snake said, "Oh, please pick me up. Please pick me up. I'm so cold up here on this mountain. Please put me under your shirt and keep me warm." And the boy said, "No, I won't do that. You're going to bite me. You're a snake." And the snake said, No, I won't, I promise. And the boy said, "I don't believe you. You're a snake, and snakes bite little boys just like me." The snake said, "I'm so cold, I promise. I will not bite you. Please just get me down off this mountain, and I will not bite you, I promise." And so the little boy, with his heart full of love and compassion and sympathy for the snake, picks him up, puts him under his shirt, climbs the rest of the way up the mountain, and on the way down, as it starts to warm up, the snake bites him, and he immediately drops the snake and says, "Ow, why did you bite me? You told me you weren't going to bite me. You promised." And the snake's response was something along the lines of, "Yes, I said that, but in my nature, at my core, I am still a snake, and I bite little boys just like you." That is exactly how I look at this purple revolution, these MAGA coming over. Oh, they say, "Oh, we're hurting. Please help us. We want to be with you. We want to help you. We want to join in the fight." As soon as it warms up, as soon as they start feeling better, they are going to bite us, because at their core, they are snakes, and snakes bite.
Feel safe and secure, you'll go back to your nasty, ugly, racist ways, and there will be no revolution, because there cannot be a revolution without black people. And we are not getting out there with you all to protest anything. We've made it very clear. We have no desire to join forces with you. We don't trust you. Any heavy lifting that needs to be done, you better do it on your own. We'll sit over here and watch you. Out of your mind, talking about a purple revolution.
I'm going to show you in a minute and a half why I have a hard time trusting this purple revolution.
If you're a leftist, I have a strong fucking message for you.
Not that. That's fine. Stick with me, though.
Hi, I'm Hunter Howell, and I want to be your friend.
And yes, I know who Hunter is. I watched a lot of his streams over the last year, before the election, when he was really rooting hard for our current president.
Now, just because I lean right on some issues, we all can agree that our government is occupied by Israel, by AIPAC, by Netanyahu, by the IDF.
Yes, we can agree to that, and I think there were plenty of people talking about this even before the election.
And it's time for a change. And in order to make that change, we need what's called a purple revolution.
We're almost there. Hold on, you'll see.
We can go back to disagreements later.
What kind of differences, Hunter? What kind of differences are we talking about?
Petty differences aside.
And there it is. Petty differences. Now, when you say petty differences, what differences are you talking about exactly?
Some formal policy in regards to domestic issues.
Now, he didn't clarify which domestic issues he was talking about, but let's talk about a few domestic issues that we will simply not be able to disagree on and everything just be okay. Now, Hunter, I'm going to assume that you and me are alike in the fact that we are both white, straight males. But here's a few things. The LGBTQIA plus community deserves to be free and happy to love who they love, be who they are, and this includes gay people, trans people, the whole 9 yards. Women deserve to be free to make their own healthcare decisions and decisions about their body without input from you and me. People that are a different skin tone than us, they deserve to be treated with respect and have all the same freedoms that we have. Undocumented immigrants deserve to be treated with respect, given due process, and treated like they matter, like they're actual human beings. I could go on and on and on, but if those are what you call petty differences, those are not petty differences. Those are human rights. Those are morals that I can never compromise on. And this, and the way that video and the way that he framed that is why right now at this point I don't trust this purple revolution. I would say sorry, not sorry, but respectfully, it's just not sorry because there's no compromise on human rights. And unless that's part of the revolution and part of this conversation, then there's really nothing we have to talk about.
I didn't want to bring policy into this because to me, policy is one of the biggest dividers in this nation. There's too many policies made for people's personal beliefs that don't affect the nation as a whole.
Newsflash, all you need to know is what he really means is he wants to bring America back to the status quo where they can ignore all the injustices done to minorities and the LGBT community and go back about their day. They don't really want change. They don't really want a revolution. They just want to be able to go back to their old selves. And I say that to say to you, sir, you guys ruin this country. You want us to work with you. You only want to work with us so you can get back to the status quo. Then you'll be voting Republican again. Then you'll be voting against my best interests again. So what I say to you is you are the problem. You just want everything to cater to you. You only care right now because it's finally affecting you. And once it won't affect you again, you will go back to the status quo. So once again, I will say, fuck the Purple Revolution and fuck anyone that think this cause is actually doing something.
I gotta tell you, I'm not on board with this shit. What the hell does that even mean, a Purple Revolution? Did you guys suddenly start believing in science? Did you suddenly start believing in women having equal rights? Did you suddenly start believing that members of the LGBTQ community have rights? Did you suddenly start believing that billionaires should pay their fair share? Did you suddenly start believing that tax breaks should not be going to the wealthiest 1% of this country? Did you suddenly start believing that American citizens deserve universal health care? Did you suddenly start believing that poor people are not the problem and we should be lifting them up and helping them up? Did you suddenly start believing that families deserve to have SNAP benefits? Did you suddenly start believing that the American worker deserves a living wage? Did you suddenly start believing that we should be funding mental health? Did you suddenly start believing in education and that college is not a liberal indoctrination camp? Did you suddenly start believing that people of different colors deserve equal rights and equal opportunities? Tell me, did you just suddenly wake up and decide that all of these things now are important and they matter? Or is it just a ploy to get more people on your side? You see, because the Democratic Party has been moving further to the right for the last 40 years to accommodate the Republicans, to accommodate the rich people. And look where the fuck it's gotten us. It has gotten us into this mess with Donald Trump.
I want to show you all a video clip of one of the main people who is behind this so-called Purple Revolution. Warning, get your barf bags ready.
I've been doing some thinking. And I said at the very beginning that I would do what I had to do to make sure I bring our people together. So first things first, what I'm going to say is that I apologize from the bottom of my heart for voting for Trump, for voting for everything that ended up happening. I still to this day feel sick to my stomach looking back at the person that I was.
I told y'all to have your barf bags ready. So this guy goes under the handle Purple Revolution. I did not do Editor Stitch's video because I do not want to give his videos any more exposure directly. But Purple Revolution comes from this idea that is spreading online among white folk, especially white MAGA, of white leftists, blue, and white MAGA, red, coming together, and blue combined with red is purple. So he goes on in this video, because it goes on for much longer, to say that he is so sorry and that people like him have changed their ways. They are sick to their stomach that they voted for Trump and that they were involved in MAGA, and they apologize to marginalized groups for the harm that is done, but that we need to forgive them and join with them so that we can fight this regime. We need to put aside the divisiveness and all that other bullshit. Then he goes on to say that he recognizes that words are cheap and hollow, but that he made this video and others like it to have accountability, and that we need to put our differences behind us and the whole kumbaya scenario. Black Americans, we knew this was going to happen. Here's what I want to say about this so-called purple revolution that's spreading online. We know that it is another manipulation tactic. For the first time in the history of this country, white Americans are finally dealing with the repercussions of their racism and their racist actions, including their vote. See, beforehand, they could be racist and vote in racist policies, and it would hurt Black Americans and everybody else that they hated. But see, things are much different now. This current era of the felon in chief, they are feeling the effects of their vote, and it's scaring them. That's why you have white farmers crying and begging the federal government that they voted in office to bail them out yet again. Every time they go to the grocery store or to put gas in their car, they get sticker shock. The cost of living in every aspect is skyrocketing. Now it is affecting them, and they're scared. Because, see, after November 5th, we Black Americans have not responded in the way that they thought that we would. They thought we would be out in the street protesting, putting our bodies on the line yet again to make change that benefits everybody else but us. And see, we're no longer doing that. And they have tried everything they could think of. This guy has the audacity to say, well, we need to join together. The left and the right and marginalized groups need to put away their distrust. You can kiss my black behind. Even now, we are dealing with Black people being lynched and hung from trees. And the piss poor excuse for law enforcement is covering it up, saying suicide. When that fascist was unalived, the campuses of historically Black colleges received bomb threats. And all over social media, his folk and his ilk threatening Black Americans. Now, all of a sudden, we are supposed to believe that they woke up this morning and decided, oh no, we have seen the light. Every American deserves the rights guaranteed to us under the Constitution, and that every decent human being should enjoy. Get the fuck out of here with that. They're scared, you all. So now what they're doing is they're putting on this kumbaya act. Oh, we no longer watch Fox News. I'm sick to my stomach that I voted for the felon in chief. And you think that we believe this? Here's the thing, though. They are correct in one way. In order for white supremacy to be deconstructed in this nation, white America, both left and right, are going to have to do it. And he asked the question, well, what can we do to prove our sincerity? I've got a couple of ideas. Number one, you And all of your MAGA, conservative, so-called Christian folk, and all of the white leftists, because you all are different flavors of the same ice cream, you all need to get together en masse and go down to Mar-a-Lago and go up to Washington, D.C., to the White House and to the Capitol with that energy that was brought on January 6th. And you need to vote for democracy after you do that. But then you have much more work to do. And all of the damage that this administration has done must be reversed. That's a lot of hard work. Black Americans didn't create the racial caste system. We didn't invent chattel slavery and racism. Y'all did. And guess what? The onus is on you to tear it down. Black Americans don't fall for this Kumbaya act. Please. This is just a manipulation tactic to get us to do what we historically have always done, put our black bodies on the line to fight for our freedom and liberation. And any strides we make, everybody else enjoys. But we're still last in line. Not anymore. You all stay the course.
The right and all of their masters have been trying to poke the bear of the 92% and the white Americans who saw through everything that Trump was doing and knew that 2025, that thing that they cooked up, was going to happen. This is a form of infiltration. Infiltration to try and bend the minds of people who see clearly, are not morally corrupt, to side with them. That's what this is about. In any movement, you have to beware of the infiltrators and agitators and two-faced Januses. Do you know what Janus is? The Roman god with two faces? That's what the purple movement is. The purple movement is Janus, as well as the Trojan horse.
Number one biggest issue I see with the purple revolution is, number one, it is run by a white cis dude. I've said this a million fucking times. A white cis man is not going to be the one to lead the fucking revolution. Glad he's getting people out of MAGA. But if he wants to earn some trust real fucking quick, put a person of color in charge. Have an indigenous person lead the revolution and boost the fuck out of them. People are done with white dudes leading this fucking country. Most people on the left are not going to get on board with that. And that's why I've set up a matriarch society. And every single amazing, incredible woman, we've got indigenous women, black women, Hispanic women, people of color, trans women, like all in the same place talking. There are so many incredible women leading so many incredible movements right now. And I have created a space for all of us to talk, to put all our movements together to create a revolution. How about instead of a purple revolution, we have a green revolution? We just need to get rid of red and blue altogether. The entire fucking system's broken. The roots are rotten. We have to get completely away from the left versus right narrative. And we have to tear down the entire fucking system and build up a new one. We can't just get rid of Trump and think everything's going to be fine, because the system itself is broken. The United States was founded on colonization, on murdering other people, on racism. All our institutions function on a deeply systemic, fucked up system of hierarchy that favors white male people over everyone else. And someone who is white and male is not going to be the person that tears that shit down, because they still want that power. And the only way we're going to change this is if our white dudes out there decide to take a seat and give that power up. I've seen so many white dudes try and lead different movements and they fail miserably because they are still holding up systems of oppression. They might say, oh yeah, I'll give a seat at the table to everybody, but they still want to be the guy in charge to lead things. That's your ego. If you have to be the person leading things, you're not a good leader. And you're definitely not leading us to the future we want to see. That's equitable. That builds new systems that treat everyone equitably. That rebalance systems of oppression.
This purple revolution stuff, I'm not falling for it. Because why do you want to come together now? Because why come together now? Is it because you've been affected by it? Or is it because you've had some real significant change? You've learned some things. And I kind of don't think it's the latter. Now, that's not to say that people can't change. When people do change, they should be given a second chance or whatever. I'm fine with that. But what I don't want to do is to repeat history, because I think about why we are here is largely because of what happened with the Confederacy after the Civil War. There was no justice for what the Confederacy did, yet they were able to seamlessly enter into the Union, into society, and everybody just like looked the other way. And who bared the brunt of a split country? It was black people. And what happened to those Confederates? What happened to them? What happened to that mindset? They continue to have children. Those mindsets and values passed down to them, to their children, and to their children, and here we are today. So I don't want to repeat history. I don't want to repeat history. I have to know why all of a sudden you want to bring this country together. Is this just a MAGA rebrand? Is it because you got affected by it and now you feel some type of way because it's personal to you? But as soon as things get comfortable again, you're going to go right back into that mindset and vote the same way, align yourself with these types of values and policies? Until I see some real deconstruction of themselves, of their mindsets, of their personal philosophies and who they align themselves with, and their deconstruction of white supremacy especially, I'm not buying it.
And for the record, don't say nothing to me about no purple revolution. Every time y'all want to talk about unity, all you expecting is for somebody else to step and fetch to your direction. You don't need to create purple, because when you're creating purple, you're taking us back to that old adage of the melting pot that I was teaching about years ago. I mean, years ago, when I was teaching about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We don't want everyone to blend together, because somebody always has to lose something when you blend into one, right? What you want is a hearty stew. You want people who can still be who they are. You have your carrots, your potatoes, your beef, whatever. Everything blends together in that it works in the same way. It tastes good. It fills you up. But you know exactly what's a potato and you know exactly what's a carrot. Y'all only want to blend and have unity when it means assimilation and me denying what I actually am. So miss me with all of it.
It's not left versus right, it's up versus down. Sure, but I think that we can do two things at the same time. I think we can acknowledge that there are wealth-hoarding capitalist monsters dooming millions of people into poverty, and then also some of those millions of people who are doomed to poverty also kind of want immigrants to have no rights in America, and also want women to have different rights in America, and also want gay people to have different rights. It's a little bit of left versus right, and I think that all of the conservatives coming on here talking about a purple revolution where we suddenly hold hands and sing Kumbaya and walk off into the sunset together have to first acknowledge that some of these culture war issues that they have been hoodwinked into thinking are very important to them are because those capitalist wealth-hoarding monsters want them to focus on that, want them to marginalize and other minorities and not their fucking wealth-hoarding capitalist overlords. I'm all for a purple revolution. I just need the color to be a little bit deeper kind of a bluish, like kind of a dark blue, like a really deep blue, where everybody has fucking equal rights.
So now that everything is falling apart, now they want black people to lead the change for peace again, to heal the country again. At what cost, right? Because the last time black people tried to lead, when they stood behind Kamala, when they pushed for change, nobody wanted to listen to them. And now suddenly they remember black people's voices. I mean, it's funny how unity only matters when they start feeling the heat. So yeah, the idea of a purple revolution, it sounds cute and all, but real unity doesn't start after you've burned the bridge. I mean, the bridge has already been burnt, right? It starts when you listen, before the fire even begins. Anyways, credit goes to the original creators of the clips. Quick disclaimer, this is just for commentary and educational purposes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tapping in when you saw this video. Thank you so much, again, for supporting the channel and all of that. I really appreciate you. And as usual, I'll see you on my next one.